Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Just wait for 3 4 minutes. Let others join. Few people have not joined.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
begin.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very good morning. Another 3 4 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Let others join, and we will begin.
Okay, sir.
So, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, I have a doubt in last class.
Yes, you can ask
Uh,
now.
Sir, which U table we have to see? It's one tailed or two tailed?
One-tailed or two-tailed, whenever for any kind of statistical when testing the significance of statistics,
Yes, sir.
you have the choice one-tailed and a two-tailed. One-tailed.
Anyone we can see.
No, it is required with respect to your research hypothesis. You know, you have a null hypothesis and a research hypothesis for anything. If you
Yes,
have a
sir.
directional, if you have a directional research hypothesis, then you can go for one-tailed. Directional means supposing you are comparing boys and girls, and your prior studies have shown that either boys are better or they are same similar. There is no possibility of girls being better. Supposing this is your kind of hypothesis, then it's a one-tailed situation. That means either boys are better or boys are not better. But when the research hypothesis is that you do not have a specific direction, that is, prior studies do not show whether boys are better or girls are better. Therefore, your alternative or research hypothesis is a bidirectional hypothesis. Maybe boys are better, maybe girls are better. And there you have to see the two-tailed uh, testing the hypothesis.
Okay,
Direction.
sir. Sir, yes,
Direction,
sir. It is clear. Sir, one more thing. Sir, value of U in U table at
uh,
point zero 0.01 will be higher or point zero 0.05 will be higher, sir?
for always it is 0.01 will be higher.
Higher.
Because
Okay,
higher
sir.
higher the value, more is the possible significance. You know,
Okay, sir.
higher
Yes.
always for anything, not only for you, for anything, higher value is required for 0.1 and lower value is required for 0.5.
Okay, sir. Okay.
0.5 is
Thank you, sir.
95% guarantee, naturally
Mhm.
95% guarantee and 99% guarantee.
Yes, sir, I understand this concept. I was going through the table. I saw the values were other way around. At points, I maybe I have seen it wrong, sir. Let me check it again.
So what table you saw? For
So
what? What?
for sir, man with U table, sir. There I found that at point zero 0.05 it was showing 37 and at point zero 0.01 it was showing 27, sir.
Acha, I'll be discussing. Looking at the
Sir,
table, I will
sir,
be discussing.
sir, just show
No,
me
no,
show one so that
for your information,
sir.
there are some statistics
Mm-hmm.
which is actually what you say otherwise. And
Okay.
but that is one only one statistics which is like this. Whether it is you, Manhutni, you or anything else, I just recollect and I'll tell you in this
Okay,
class.
sir. Oh, okay, sir.
But
Thank you, sir.
but but in all other cases,
Mm-hmm.
it is higher the value, less is the error,
Sir,
and
sir, that concept I understand because error is less, so
no,
value has to be higher. Yes, sir.
that is right. But about one, that is some other kind of analysis. That about one statistics which is let me see, check the table and tell you.
Okay, sir. Thank.
Maybe it is only you. Maybe it is only you. I have not remembered exactly which table is that.
Sir,
But
it may
one
be
table,
only you. Maybe, sir, only you may not be Man Whitney you. I don't know about that. But I saw the table, the values were opposite.
opposite means for Man Whitney, you saw it.
Okay, sir.
Maybe that is right. I'll be telling that. I know that there is only one statistics which is otherwise like the 0 1 is lower. And there is a logic why it is there. Like I will tell that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now let us begin block 2, unit 1. And you know there are a lot of things, and we cannot cover in all those things in a class. That is why I will be just touching the important concepts and then some calculation because it is there, and then we will go about. Now, the block 2, unit 1 is product movement coefficient of a correlation. Or correlation, as you say, is a significant and important statistical procedures required for data analysis, particularly when we are interested to know about the extent of relationship among variables. That is, if two variables are like this, height and weight, supposing height and weight are two variables, and we are interested to know is there any connection between height and weight? Is there any relationship between height and weight? Then we go for a kind of statistics which is called correlation. And correlation, there are many ways, many methods of correlation, and one of the most important method is product movement correlation. Product movement correlation is a kind of parametric statistics which gives us the extent to which two variables are interrelated. And there is some fact about the causal factor also, how one variable causes the other. But correlation is not always the cause and effect, but association or strength of relationship is assessed first of all. And what is the kind of correlation? Let me go tell you the things one by one. Correlation meaning I have told you it is a kind of statistics being used to measure the strength of relationship among two variables. Now, another concept is there, the scatter diagram. Scatter diagram means when you have two variables, you plot one variable on the place one variable on the x-axis and another variable on the y-axis. Now you get in the graph, the quadrant in the quadrants, different quadrants of the graph, you will get those points placed. Now you see here, these are two tests, intelligence and reasoning. Now, your objective is to know whether people with higher intelligence will have better reasoning or not, or how intelligence and reasoning go together. Are they in a relationship or not? If you want to know, check that. You can go for correlation between values of intelligence and reasoning. Now, here are 5 scores, 5 subjects having intelligence score 114, 127, 109, 135, 116. And similarly, a task of reasoning is 12, 25, 18, 31, and 19, like that. Now, if you want to have a scatter plot gives you an idea about what kind of relationship. It is a preliminary idea. Now, this thing is being made into a scatter plot here. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 plots. Means here is someone's score, something like first one is 100, 104 and 12. You see, this point represents this point where I'm keeping my this point represents 112, sorry, 104 and 12. This is the point. That means 104 in intelligence and 12 in reasoning. Likewise, this second score represents 127 and 25. You see, 127 and 25. This is the score. All the 5 points are being placed. Now, this placement, as it moves upward in the direction of, as the points scatter plot moves or scatter points move, it moves forward. Therefore, it indicates a positive correlation between these two variables. If the direction is like this, it indicates a positive correlation. If the direction is like this, from top to bottom, it is a negative correlation. Here, the direction is from bottom to top. You see, and it is a positive correlation. Here, if the scatter plot will show that it begins from top to bottom like this, as I move my shape, then it is a negative correlation. And if it is unfounded, there is no specific direction, then there is no correlation. Or if the presentation is like this, I'll be showing that if it is there. There are four different kinds of situations. One, positive correlation, which is like this, that the movement is from below to upward. There is a negative correlation. The movement is from upward to below, down, and there is no correlation. When it is all scattered, there is no specific relationship. And when it is like this, like a U or a reverse U, it is a non-linear correlation. Now, correlation, now you see correlation, linear and non-linear relationship. Linear relationship means when you see that height, if height increases, weight also increases. In that situation, it is a linear relationship. One increase and that gives rise to a positive correlation, linear relationship. And also linear relationship gives rise to a negative correlation. Supposing if some two things, supposing if you the time of burning a candle and the length of the candle, how long a candle is burning and what becomes the length of the candle, that is a negative relationship. ଯେତେ ଅଧିକା କ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡେଲଟା ଜଳିବ ସେତେ ତା ଲେନ୍ଥ କମି କମି ଆସିବ. If increase in one variable is having decrease in the other, that is a negative correlation, negative relationship. But sometimes if the relationship of such variable, and that is called linear correlation, whether it is negative or positive, it's a linear relationship. Increase in one, corresponding increase in the other. Positive correlation, linear. In decrease in one, corresponding decrease in the other. It is a negative correlation, linear. But non-linear is there are certain variables which go together increasingly for certain time, and then beyond that it decreases. Dita variable prathame tanga relationship hela gote badhile au gote badhibo, tapare at one point of time there is a decrease, gote badhile au gote kamibo, and that is a non-linear relationship. Now I'm giving you the concepts. Now you see, this is what kind of correlation is here. From scattergram, what you see, the correlation is moving, the line is moving from down to up. It is a straight line moving like this. It's a positive correlation, like that. It is a curvilinear correlation. These are the points of you see, it is increasing up to certain point and then falling down. The relationship is like this. It's a curvilinear correlation. Now, direction of a correlation. I have already told you positive correlation and negative correlation. If increase in one helps in the increase in other, there is corresponding increase in the other, like height and weight. Height बढ़िले, weight बढ़िब. That is the relationship. It's a positive correlation. ଯଦି କୌଣସି ଭ୍ୟାରିଏବଲ ବଢିଲେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଭ୍ୟାରିଏବଲ correspondingly କମିବ, it is a negative correlation. ତେଣୁ direction of correlation is there. That is what is said as the direction. Here it is a correlation positive because the growth rate is like this. Negative correlation rate, you see, this is down, falling down. Any doubt about this?
No, sir.
Anybody, any question?
Sir, an example of a non-linear correlation?
Non-linear correlation. You tell me the example. You tell me two variables. जो variable टा बढ़िले, प्रथमରୁ बढ़िले गोटे variable ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ variable बढ़िବ कौन? बयस बुद्धि. Supposing प्रथमରୁ बयस बढ़िले बुद्धि बढ़ी बढ़ी चलिବ, गोटे समय बयस बढ़िया संगे बुद्धि कमी कमी आस although it is hypothetical, I told you, right? But that is a kind of relationship. As you grow up, or cognitive functioning, बयस बढ़िया संगे बढ़ पुणी गोटे एज पर सेटा कमी कमी आस दैट इज ए नॉन लिनियर any question मु concept गुड़ा कहि के जाउछ कारण that is the best I can do एते जिंस अछि जे गला आ गोटे हला no relationship माने मु I am explaining through scattergram if the scatter points are like this you cannot have any predict any relationship means that is no correlation there are certain variables which don't have any relationship and they will show a scatter if you have a question on scatter plot you have to give this kind of figure to show this is no correlation, this is negative correlation, this is positive correlation. Positive means going upward, negative means going downward, and no means nothing. And curvilinear, I have already told you. And now the strength of relationship, or we call it correlation coefficients. And in order to measure the strength of relationship, we have an identified measure which is called the correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient means it is a range between -1 to +1. That means at the best it can be -1 or +1 or anything in between -1 and +1. And that means -1 is the maximum correlation for two variables having negative relationship. Then the theta variable negative sampark rahichi sampurna, then it will be related by minus correlation. Similarly, if two variables are completely 100% positively related, then it results in a +1 correlation. But any value in between, it is -0.7 means it is a negative correlation, strong negative correlation. My +0.85 is a strong negative positive correlation, like that. The value with the sign will represent. Then any correlation coefficient will be represented by a minus sign or a plus sign. Minus sign indicating negative relationship and the value of the correlation indicating the strength. If it is 0.73 minus and 0.25 minus 0.25, then the first two values are very strongly related but negatively. That is the kind of thing. Any question about strength of relationship, correlation coefficient? बुझिगला ना नहीं? फीडबैक दियो नॉल जानी परिबनी. सेही कॉन्सेप्ट गुडा के एक्सप्लेन करा हिची -2 प्लस. Now another important thing is when we go for analyzing the correlation or calculating the correlation, the things that are taken into consideration, three things. One, the most important thing is the covariance. Correlation formula is covariance by variance of the variable 1 into variance of the variable 2. Variance, you know to what extent the values vary within a group. तमरा descriptive statistics रे standard deviation or variance अछि, that you will have to know. Now covariance means x varies, change. मनकर supposing height will change, people will have different height and that is x and they have their variance. Similarly, let us take y as the weight. People have different weight and there are variances in the different weights of the people. Now, there is something common in the variance among them, x and y. That common part here, I show. That common part in the variance is called covariance. Covariance means to what extent x similarly varies with y, or to what extent their variance are related or go together. This is where the basic logic of correlation as a statistics has been developed. यारी भितर आसीछि तमरा correlation formula चला आसीबो. The basic logic is covariance divided by variance of the variable 1 into variance of the variable 2 square root अछि formula रे हम देखिबा. तेनु this is the logic, covariance by variance of the variable 1 into variance of the variable 2. Now measurements of a correlation are different that I will discuss. Correlation and causality. Now, there is some debate about if we see that correlation among two variables is high, can you say one is the cause and other is the effect? Is there a cause and effect relationship? Supposing we find that height has a positive correlation with weight, then now the question is height cause weight or weight cause height? That is causal relationship. That is a requirement whenever you will be doing any kind of correlational research to explain the causal relationship. It's a debate. It's not a very clear statement that yes, there is a causal relationship. Causal relationship is inferred on different issues of the data that you are using. Now, Pearson's product movement correlation, jota one of the most important methods of correlation. There are several methods. Now the formula Pearson's product movement correlation is R. ମୁଁ ଦେଖଉଛି ଯୋଉଟା ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କର, R is equal to covariance x and y divided by variance of x and variance of y. That is the basis. Now, numerical example. ମୁଁ ଶୀଘ୍ର ଶୀଘ୍ର ଯିବି, ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ଯାହାର କିଛି ପଚାରିବାର ଅଛି ଟିକେ ପଚାରିଦେବ, ନହେଲେ I have to go quickly for that. Now, here is an example. BHS, Beck's hopelessness scale, and BDI, Beck's depression inventory. Now the question is there any kind of relationship for someone being hopeless to have depression? Jane jodi losing hope in life, then becoming hopeless, will he or she have some kind of depression issues? If you want to test such a kind of hypothesis, such a kind of assumption, then you can go for a correlation analysis between these two variables. Any question? Question କିଛି ପଚାରିବାର ଅଛି ପଚାରିବ ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ. ତେଣୁ ସେ ଏଠି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଦିଟା ସ୍କୋର ଦିଆଗଲା. There are 10 people. ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହୁଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ତମର ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆସିବାର ସମ୍ଭାବନା ବେଶୀ. ଯଦି ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ important that I will be discussing. One, here you see BHS hopeless score. कौन दिया है जी टेस्ट? BHS Beck hopeless scale. Beck रो hopeless scale अच्छी 10 जन को ऊपर दिया गया, and this is about their score 1, 11, 13 like that. Same thing depression inventory अच्छी Beck's रो ताकू 10 जन को दिया गया. Same correlation will always be on the same people. Tankara depression inventory score here asila. Then your what is your null hypothesis here? Null hypothesis means hypothesis of no difference. You will have to make a null hypothesis that hopelessness and depression, they have no relationship, or hopelessness and depression are independent human behavior. ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ କିଛି ସମ୍ପର୍କ ନାହିଁ. Research hypothesis ହେଲା hopelessness and depression, they are related positively. That is more, if someone is having more and more hopelessness, he or she is having more and more depression possibility, depression symptoms. Then how to go about statistical analysis? Now you see what you have to find out. N is equal to 10. That there is no problem in finding out. Dorsal ekai is dorsal, a number. Then BHS score, sigma, add these things, get the summation, it is 110. तमे simultaneously जदि calculation कर दोथिबो तुमको टिके सुविधा हेबो for practice. Now BDI sigma y 120. Now mean of this 110 divided by 10 is 11. Mean of this 120 divided by 10, 12. जोठी न बुझी पारुथिबो मते पचारिबो. Now x minus x mean, the next column is x minus x mean, 0, 11 minus 11. That means 11 will be subtracted from all these scores. 11 minus 11, 0, 13 minus 11, 2, 16 minus 11, 5, 9 minus 11, minus 2, 6 minus 11, minus 5, like that. This column is x minus x. Similarly, this column is y minus y. Y mean is 12. Now, 13 minus 12, 1, 16 minus 12, 4, 10 minus 12, minus 2, like, 14 minus 12, 2, 10 minus 12, minus 2, like that. This column you got. Any problem up to this?
No, sir.
No. Now, next column is, it's a very simple calculation, but it's a very important thing for you because there is likelihood that it will come in the examination. That now x minus x square, this is x minus x, 0 square is 0, 2, 4, 5, 25, minus 2, 4, minus 5, 25, 6, 36, 4, 14, like that. This is the square column of x minus x dash. Now next is square column of y minus y dash. This is there in your booklet, therefore I didn't have to give you separately. Now, y minus y dash square, 1, 1, 4, 16, 2, 4, minus 2, 4, minus 4, 16, like that. And then next column is the covariance column. That is x minus x dash into y minus y dash. X minus x dash 0, y minus y dash 1, 0 into 1, 0. 2 into 4, 8, 5 into 2, 10. This column and this column. And now we got all the required columns for our statistical analysis. Any question? किए न बुझी पारुछ जदि पचार संगे संगे को जगह जदि किछि डाउट होउछ न पचरला माने I take it for granted that you all come to know it. Now you have to make the summation of these columns. This is x minus x square column summation. It is 156. You can check, not now, afterwards. This is y minus y the square summation is 100. And this is x minus x dash into y minus y dash summation is 117. These are the values you have to get, summated values. Now you got the mean, both of the means, then you got these values from your table. Now you apply the formula. First, you know you have to have two standard deviations because covariance by variance of the variable 1 into variance of the variable 2 square root. And that is why you have to get two standard deviations for the requirement in the formula. This is your formula, final formula. Therefore, first you have to kind of find out the first standard deviation, Sx. That is sigma x minus x square by n. That means 156 by 10. But here is one thing you need to know. Although this is something wrong being there in the book, that is when your n is very small, in the calculation process, it requires a kind of a correction. That is called correction for correlation. And if n is small, the logic I will not be able to tell now, but you know that it's a correction term. And here our n is only 10. 10 is a very small number for getting any correlation. That is why the correction term is supposed to be applied here. What has been done in the program? In the formula, it is not there. It has to be sigma x minus x dash square by n minus 1. That is correction term means that will be n minus 1 in the denominator. But here it is not written. Although it has calculated on that basis. Calculation karaichi n minus 1 re, kintu lekhaichi n. This is an error here in the book. So you can check x minus x square 156 by 10. Jadi karibo 4 karikiri root over bahar karibo 4.16 ଆସିବ ନାହିଁ. କାହିଁକି n minus 1 ହେଇନି. ତେଣୁ ତମେ check କର 156 divided by n minus 1 means 9. 10 minus 1 ବାହାର କରି ମତେ କୁହ, confirm କର ଦିଟାକ standard deviation ଠିକ ଅଛି ନା ନାହିଁ. ଏଇଠି ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହିଦେଲି standard deviation calculation ମଧ୍ୟ କେମିତି କରିପାରିବ, which is there in your. किए जने एनी वन फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करी मते कह जने केते जन फास्ट टा करो केते जन सेकंड टा करो नहीं nobody is responding देवस्मिता
Yes, sir.
हां को एटा बाहर
17.3.
सुबुनी 156 है तमरा x माइनस x रो स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 9 रूट ओवर एति की करि पारियो कैलकुलेटर में 4.16 है ना नहीं सुबुनी हां ठीक है नाउ ये दीटा बाहर
सर 4.16 ହେଲା
हाँ सर 4.16
4.16 ହେଲା
9 रे हरिबो सेटा से फार्मूला n दे देछि that will be actually here because n is 10 it will have to go for a correction term and correction term is n minus 1 hala now you find out r r formula is
सर 10 तळु 10 बा 10 ये तळु थले एटा n - 1 हो
n minus 1 हो actually correction term will be required for up to 30 पर्यंत करेक्शन टर्म दरकार किंतु फॉर योर कैलकुलेशन एंड प्रैक्टिकल पर्पस सेटी 10 रु तळुक थिले 1 - 1 करिवो
त 10 ऊपर को 10 को 10 रहिवो
हैं
10 ऊपर को थिले से 10 को 10 रहिवो
हां 10 ऊपर को थिले जहा अछि 11 अछि 11 रखियो सेटा दैट इज ए करेक्शन टर्म एंड दैट इज फॉर योर नॉलेज पर्पस नाउ you find out that x minus x dash into y minus y dash is 117 by 10 एथि मध्य से करेक्शन टर्म जदी यूज करिछो एथि भी 9 हबो 10 नुए तमे एटा को गुणिले एथि हबो नाही देखो कारण से करेक्शन टर्म ऊपर यूज करिछि एथि 10 ने गुणी देछि एटु को बाहर करो 9 ने गुणी बाहर करो 10 ने गुणी बाहर करो टिके प्रैक्टिस न कले परे भूली जीवो देखि दबो चेक कर दबो तम पाखे दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम इन योर बुक मु बही रे से एरर तुम कहि दे तुम देखि दबो सरी गला नाउ नेक्स्ट इज टेस्टिंग सिग्निफिकेंस टेस्टिंग सिग्निफिकेंस मींस तमरो द डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम इज n-2 and you look into the table of correlation mane critical value table for correlation and here you will have to look for calculation step 2 calculation sorry now degrees of freedom you see your n is 10 and degrees of freedom is n-2 that is 8 you look into the correlation table तमे जदि किछि पाखरे बही रखिछो स्टैटिस्टिक्स बही तार पछपटे अछि correlation table critical value and with degrees of freedom you anybody Ajay Raut and Divya raise their hands for ask questions if you want Ajay do you want to have you ask any question Ajay and Divya raising hands for questions.
No, sir, I don't have any questions, sir.
Now, you can check the significance in your critical value table for correlation. You can get it from your Google search marikri critical value correlation देखिबो. And if your obtained value is more than the table value, then it is significant. If it is more than the table value at 0.05, then it is significant at 0.05. The writing will be P is less than 0.05. And if your obtained value is more than 0.01 level, then you can write it at P is less than 0.01. That is the kind of same thing. Whatever in all statistics, this part is same. P is less than 0.1, 0.5 or more than 0.5. With that, this thing is over. Now, important things I will be covering like this. There are certain other things, outliers, about those things. Supposing in a data there are some extreme data, what kind of effect will it have on correlation? Those kind of things you read and come to know. Another formula is there, another calculation, same thing is calculated in a different way. That is, it is called direct or raw score formula. Here, x square, and xy. The formula is different. But the earlier formula that I have told you is a better formula than this. That will be easier for you. And now, this thing is summed up. And you have certain questions as x and y. You can try with your, you can make practice about them. ତଳକୁ କିଛି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି କୋରିଲେସନରେ ତମେ ତାକୁ ଟ୍ରାଇ କରିପାରିବ ଏବଂ କିଛି ଅଛି ପଜିଟିଭ କୋରିଲେସନ ମିନ୍ସ x and y as x increases y decreases, true or false?
False, sir.
As false. Generally in a scattergram, lower scores on the x are paired with lower scores on the y for negative correlation. जदि x रो लोअर स्कोर y रो लोअर स्कोर सहित पैड हिची सेटा कोन false. एवडा के देखि देले तपर टिके क्लैरिटी आसी जिवो. Now this unit is over, unit 1. Now let's go for the other unit, block 2, unit 2, what it is.
Other types of correlation.
Now, other types of correlation. Besides this product movement correlation or Pearson's product movement correlation, there are several other types of correlation which you require in different kinds of situations of your data referring to. As you know that product movement correlation is a kind of parametric statistics. Therefore, there are certain assumptions about them. Parametric statistics means you have to have your data in interval or ratio scale, normality of distribution. Some stringent assumptions are there, but it will not always be available to you. Therefore, you may go for other kinds of statistical analysis. And now, other types of correlation. Let me just discuss one by one. You can call them as the special types of correlation. Now, one is a point biserial correlation. You know, variables are always not continuous. There are variables which you are interested, which are dichotomous. Supposing you are interested in gender, and gender is a variable having a dichotomous stand, that is male, female. If you take male as 1 and female as 2, then it becomes a dichotomous variable. But sometimes you are also interested to know some relationship with respect to some variables and gender. And there, if the logic is, if one variable, you see, if one variable is okay, 1 minute. If one variable is dichotomous and other variable is continuous, you cannot go for analysis of any parametric statistics, or Pearson's correlation is not allowed. If you want to know the relationship, there you can go for a biserial correlation, and that is, sorry, point biserial correlation. That you have to go for a point biserial correlation, and it is written to be like this: RPB. When you are going for Pearson's correlation, it is only R. But if you write RPB, it is a point biserial correlation. Now, supposing this is the data that is showing, let us look at the following data. It is the data about 20 subjects, out of which 9 are male and 11 are female. Their marks in the final examination are also provided. We want to correlate marks in the final examination with sex and subject. परीक्षा 20 जन पिलांकर गोटे परीक्षा रे मार्क आमे पाइछु तांको भितरे पुआ और झियो अछंती. Now our question is there any relationship of gender with the performance? Gender सहित performance रो किछि संपर्क अछि कि? Your hypothesis will be like that. Whether boys are better or girls are better. Is there any relationship? It is better ये क्वाजी परिबनी. But is there any relationship between gender and examination performance? पुओ झियो को भितरे examination performance रे किछि माने relationship अछि कि? Then now you can go for point biserial correlation. Here sex is केते जन पुओ, out of which 9 are males. Now male 0, the biserial is male 0 and female 1. You see X sex male 0 0 0 0 and the 10th one is female. Actually it is like that. So to make parity 10 9 9 10 got each other. Now X is 0 1 and these are the marks in the examination.
Sir, male at 1, sir, male 1.
Out of which 9 are male and 11 are female. 0 केतटा अछि? 0 नोटा अछि. तेनु मेल को 0 दिया अछि. सेटा that is your choice. You can also give male as a 0, female as a 0, but जेतु से number कहिछि 9 और 11, it is 0 नोटा अछि. We could know that this is about 0 is about male. बुझियला ना नहीं?
Yes, sir.
0 केतटा अछि? नोटा अछि. It is लेखिला out of which 9 are male. हां को
10 subject जो 1 दिया जेटा कोन मेल ना फीमेल?
एटा female. The last one is female.
मेल साइड रे लिखा है सर.
से लिखाई तार फीमेल तो से तो 10 मैच करियो पे कोन तो नंबर्स आर डिफरेंट. से जगह रे तमे केमिति करियो?
ओके सर.
जदि 9 पुओ 9 झियो थांते से 9 करथांता. 10 पुओ 10 झियो थांते करिथांता. कोरिलेशन तो दे द बोथ द साइड्स मस्ट बी इक्वल ना. तबे एपटे गोटे झियो से रखि देला किंतु 1 देई. There is no problem. That means this is a girl who has secured 67. This 67 रखिछि. आउ अदर गर्ल्स एगुडा के तांको मार्क पुओ मानकर मार्क एगुडा. ଯଦି number is different, you have to place the table like this. से example हिसाब रे देखै देला. Now the mean of this is 0.55. That is the mean of sex. Means केते तमरो 9 10 11 11 by 20 केते हला? एटा बहुत सारे कैलकुलेशन भूल होजे वैसे. 11 divided by 20. 0.55. बुझ पालो ना नहीं? सेक्स रो टोटल स्कोर केते हला? कैलकुलेशन ना बुझो नले पड़ी गेला हैरान हो.
The total will be 11.
11. Total number
20.
तेनु मीन केते हला?
0.55.
0.55. Now same the total mean added all these mean of marks, total mean of marks ए सबु मिसिबो दिटा को तार मीन बाहरला. Same the total mean of male, total mean of females. Now with these statistics तापर standard deviation of x, standard deviation of s, male standard deviation of marks, your mark standard deviation, your standard deviation. Then this you will get these covariance values, and applying this formula you will get. You calculate it at home and find out. If any problem, you can ask me in the next class.
Sir, in this we have taken X and Y as male and female, right?
Yes, ask me.
Sir, we have taken X as male and Y as female for correlation in standard deviation.
हाँ एक्सेस माने यार मीन आउ स्कोर डिफरेंस बाहर करी जेमती बाहर स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन बाहर माने 0.55 will be subtracted from all this, then it will be square.
Okay.
That is sigma x square माने x जेमती आगे बाहर कलो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन स्कोर माइनस मीन बाहर ले स्मॉल x स्क्वायर बाय डेविएशंस बाहर को डेविएशन द स्क्वायर sigma x square by n, or if it is less than 10 n minus 1 and square root. Hello. Now, likewise, point biserial, that is also a kind of situation where that is called biserial correlation. That is point biserial. Here it is biserial correlation. Biserial correlation means I am not giving emphasis because is phi coefficient एगुड़ा problem पढ़िबार नहीं. Problem तमरो biserial पढ़ी पारे एबा जोटा problem बेसी पढ़िबार chance अछि सेगुड़ा कहि दोछि. गोटा हला Pearson's product movement correlation, गोटा हला point biserial correlation. आउ अन्य गुड़ा कर तुम थ्योरी जानिबा दरकार. काहे कोन लेखा है कि मु खाली बेसिक आइडिया दे दोछि. One, biserial correlation is, as I have told you, when out of the two variable, one is in continuous scale and other one is discrete or dichotomous scale, we go for point biserial. But if both are in discrete scale or dichotomous scale, then you have to go for biserial correlation. जदि दीटा को variable dichotomous रे अछि माने कर मेल फीमेल गुड बैड तमे 50 जन लोकन को नेलो तांको पचारलो दीटा प्रश्न मेल फीमेल गुड बैड से मैंने कहि तेनु दीटा को डाइकोटोमस से जगह रे whether there is any relationship between gender and goodness, you can go for point by biserial correlation. बार कले तमे कहि परिबो जे किछि रिलेशनशिप अछि कि जेंडर सहित ये रे. And now next is tetrachloric correlation. Tetrachloric correlation is, these are all related to nature of the scale. Tomorrow prathama hala when both the scales are continuous and interval, you have to go for this Pearson's product movement correlation, and that is the most significant correlation, and it is a parametric statistics. Usually we go for that, but sometimes if the data nature is different, we cannot go for Pearson's product movement correlation. Then we have some other options of correlation like point biserial, where one data is continuous and one data is dichotomous, like biserial correlation where both the data are dichotomous, and another is tetrachoric correlation where the correlation between two dichotomous variables that have an underlying distribution. Sometimes variable dichotomous hele madhya that has an underlying variation. For example, mu tamu kahibi male and female, there is no underlying variation. There is one underlying variation, third gender, but commonly if we take gender, we cannot say that there is an underlying variation. But supposing the next dichotomous data is good or bad, good is जदि मु पचारली तुमको जे मेल फीमेल तमे लेख गुड और बैड, तमे मेल मानकर गुड बिली लिखिलो, बट आई मे आस्क यू द क्वेश्चन, इज ही आर मेल्स वेरी गुड, आर मेल्स जस्ट एवरेजली, देयर इज सम अंडरलाइंग कंटिन्यूटी. good ro gote underlying continuity achi semti manekara eti achi gote example deiji adere attitude. For example, attitude to females and attitude towards liberalization are two variables variables to be correlated. Attitude towards females ଭଲ ଖରାପ ଖାଲି କିଛି ନାହିଁ ତାର that is a continuity ଅଛି କିନ୍ତୁ ତମେ ଯଦି if you have only a two dimension then you can go for tetrachloric correlation. Tetrachloric correlation means when variable measure is dichotomous but having some underlying continuity. ଗଲା तापर नेक्स्ट आसला आउ गोटे इंपोर्टेंट थिंग फॉर योर एग्जामिनेशन व्हिच मे बी asked you as a question in the examination as a problem is rank order correlation or Spearman's rank order correlation. Now, rank order correlation is a non-parametric approach to understanding correlation, particularly when your data is in terms of ordinal scale ranking, then you cannot go for the kind of correlation that is Pearson's. And in that case, you have to go for a rank order correlation. And that is a kind of thing where you may have some kinds of problems. Spearman's rank order correlation, or it is called RHO, R-H-O, RHO correlation. And how it has same meaning. All correlations have similar meaning. They are being conducted to find out the extent of relationship among variables. But depending on the nature of a measurement of the variables, you have to choose different correlations. If the variables are in rank measurement, then you cannot go for product movement correlation. You have to go for rank order correlation. Although product movement correlation is more specific, more powerful than rank order correlation, but you are not permitted. So depending on your kind of data, you have to go for correlation. This is the correlation for rank order correlation, RHO correlation, 1 minus 6 sigma d square by n into n square minus 1. This is the formula. Now, is there any example? Yes. Here is an example. Now, rank in undergraduate examination X, rank in entrance examination Y. केते जन 3 3 6 4 10 10 जन पिला से माने तांकर अंडरग्रेजुएट रे कोन रैंक परीक्षा रे थिला एबो से माने एंट्रेंस टेस्ट देले पीजी पढिया पे तांकर कोन रैंक हला. Now, if the rank will be obtained, if the correlation will be obtained, the more the correlation, the better is the understanding that undergraduate examination has a preset for the entrance examination. जदि correlation कमिला ताले आमे कहबो undergraduate परीक्षा रे भलो करबा entrance परीक्षा सहित किछि संबंध नाही. Do you get the problem in mind? Anybody? Divya?
Yes, sir.
माने rank order correlation को जगह रे करा हबो एवं काहे की कोन तार आवश्यकता. That is what I am telling.
Yes, sir. I have understood, sir.
Anybody, any question? Why rank order correlation? Now, एथि rank order correlation हला जे पिला माने undergraduate परीक्षा देले तांका भितरे ऑनर्स रे फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ एंती हले किंतु एंट्रेंस रे से माने कोन करले जदि एंट्रेंस सहित कोरिलेशन ठीक न बाहरला त माने अंडरग्रेजुएट परीक्षा एंट्रेंस सहित किछि संपर्क नै. दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ थिंग. नाउ this is the correlation. Now, how to find out one rank? This is rank of X, rank of Y, and you have to find out this. This is the calculation. X minus Y D. 1 minus 4 3, 5 minus 6 minus 1, 3 minus 2 1. This is called D or rank difference, which can be found by Rx minus Ry. Any problem about this? खाली रैंक गुड़ा को दिया ही थिबो किंतु अनेक समय रे तुमको रैंक न देकरी रैंकिंग करबा पई कुआदिबो first data is given and you will be asked to find out the rank or correlation by helping you to go with the rank प्रथमे आग rx ry बाहर करिवो किंतु बही रे जो एग्जांपल दिया है एटा सीधा रैंक दिया है तनु you be prepared like that अच्छा now एटा बुझेला ना नहीं how you got d means rank x minus rank y 1 minus 4 5 minus 6 3 minus 2 6 minus 7 like that and then d square 3 square 9 1 square 1 1 square 1 or last 2 square 4 and sigma d square is 20. Now you put the value 1 minus 6 sigma d square 1 minus 6 into 20 by 10 n into n square minus 1 that is equal to 1 minus 180 by 990 and that is equal to 0.188. Any problem in understanding the calculation?
सर rx टा केमती आ ry टा केमती बाहरला डिगे
हाँ सेटा rx ry से एक्चुअली क्वेश्चन रे दे देछि बुझ परछ ना नहीं
मान अछि
जदी जदी डायरेक्ट डाटा थांता एवं एक्चुअली जदी now you understand the logic we say that when the data is not in interval scale or ordinal scale we cannot go for this Pearson's product movement correlation or the logic is if the data is in ordinal scale or in ranks we have to go for rank order correlation किंतु बेले बेले कौन हुए क्वेश्चन पे पकई देथिबे प्रोडक्ट मूवमेंट कोरिलेशन रो डाटा दैट इज इंटरवल स्केल एवं तुमको कुहा हैतिबो कैलकुलेट द ये रैंक ऑर्डर कोरिलेशन देयर यू हैव टू गो फॉर रैंकिंग आगो रैंक करिवो मने करो मते कुह केमिति रैंक करिवो एनी आईडिया अबाउट रैंकिंग 10 जण पिला मार्क रखिचंती तुमको तांको रैंकिंग करिवो कोन करिवो केमिति रैंक करिवो कॉमन सेंस एकदम
Sir, marks on the basis of marks.
हां मार्क माने माने करो जणे रखि हां जे मैक्सिमम रखिछि ताको कोन दबो रैंक
1 sir, highest to lowest करियो
1 हाईएस्ट
One.
मींस ही फास्ट ताको 1 देलो हैला जे काली बोधा हम गोटे कोठी रैंकिंग करूथिले
So, Man Whitney, we had done it.
हां 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 मैन विथ न्यू टेस्ट रे जहा जेमती रैंकिंग हैला एथि समान रैंकिंग हबो जे हाईएस्ट किंतु डिफरेंस हम खाली कहूची हाईएस्ट इज 1 सेठी कोन हम लोएस्ट को 1 दैथिले
Yes.
एथि हाईएस्ट को 1 मने करो 60 जने रखिची मैक्सिमम ही विल गेट 1 तापरे 58 दि जण रखिचंती कोन मार्क पाइबे से माने
2.5
हाँ 2 3 डिवाइडेड 2.5 2.5 नेक्स्ट केते पाइबो 57 गोटे अछि
1
4
3
Four,
4
4 सेमती मने करो 57 पर 56 56 तीनटा अछि
5 6 7 7
5 6 7 divided by 3 6 all of them will get 6 हैला सेटा रैंकिंग सेमती हबो तमे मानवितनी यूरो रैंकिंग कोन करथुलो तळो आडो रैंकिंग करथुलो एठी ऊपर आरो हायर रो लोअर को रैंकिंग हबो मानवितनी यू कंबाइंड रैंकिंग होतला एठी माने करो मैथमेटिक्स आ ए कोन अछि ए अछि एग्जामिनेशन एंट्रेंस आ एग्जामिनेशन अंडर ग्रेजुएट इति अंडर ग्रेजुएट पे अलगा रैंकिंग हबो ए एग्जाम अंडर ग्रेजुएट एग्जामिनेशन पे अलगा रैंकिंग हबो सेपरेट रैंकिंग हबो बुझी परजो ना नहीं सेठी जहा थिला सब गोटिए रैंकिंग रे जाउतिला दैट इज कॉल्ड कंबाइंड रैंकिंग जदी चारिटा ग्रुप अछंती चारिटा को गोटिए रैंकिंग एक ठो रैंकिंग चलतिला किंतु एठी दीटा को अलगा अलगा रैंकिंग हबो एग्जामिनेशन अनुसार गोटे देखो इटी अलगा रैंकिंग अछि एटरे 1 गोटे इटी वन एठी आउट वन ए दीटा कंबाइंड रैंकिंग हेतले 1 to 20 जाई जाई थाता एटा सिंगल रैंकिंग बुझेला ना नहीं
यस सर
हां जे पचारिलो क्वेश्चन रैंकिंग केमती हबो परीक्षा रे क्वेश्चन पड़ले
आगे सर बुझली
हां गला वर्तमान रैंक ऑर्डर कोरिलेशन सरीला स्पीयरमैन्स रो ओहो एठी गोटे क्वेश्चन अछि गोटे आउ गोटे एनालिसिस हेछि देखो रैंकिंग करा हेछि ओ नहीं नहीं एटा कोनटा रैंक ऑफ एक्स रैंक ऑफ वाई हां रैंकिंग करा हेछि देखो 1 2.5 माने कोन एटा 7 2टा थिबो हां 7 2टा एटा कहा रैंकिंग क्लियरमेंस रो एटा गोटे एग्जांपल अछि याको देखि दबो हला ना इट्स ओवर बहुत दिन से अछि मु सेति पई टिके क्विक चलछि कन गोटे गोटे क्लास रे गोटे गोटे कांसेप्ट सरला नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन इज ब्लॉक 2 यूनिट 3 partial and multiple correlation now another important concept or different kinds of correlation called partial and multiple correlation RP ये चिन्ह गुड़ा को लक्ष्य रखिथिबो कोथि पई कोन two variables A
Sir,
and B हाँ yes
sir, this previous example which you have just skipped, sir, in RHO test they have given 1 to the lowest.
one to the
One
left
rank. Sir,
the logic
the
is
book.
you listen to the logic
Yes, sir.
actually ranking
Mm-hmm.
is dependent upon the kind of performance that you are assessing. That is supposing the variable is a negative variable. मने करो आमे कहबो जनकर राति अनिद्रा केते समय राति अनिद्रा से होउची तार डाटा जे अधिका समय राति अनिद्रा राति रे निद होउनी से एक पाइबो ना जहा को कम समय निद होउनी से एक पाइबो
Sir, so
परीक्षा तो मैथमेटिक्स परीक्षा रे जे 70 रखिला से फर्स्ट जे 65 रखिला से सेकंड जे
correct, sir.
60 रखिला से थर्ड किंतु सेही भलिया जदी गोटे वेरिएबल तमे मापुचो तार की नेगेटिव इंप्लिकेशन कोन गोटे वेरिएबल कहूनो जोटा जत्ते बढ़िबो सेटा सेते खराब
So disease, any kind of disease.
हां मने करो जनक पाखरे 5टा डिजीज अछि आउ जनक पाखरे 4टा डिजीज बाहरला
Okay.
तमे जदी तांको फर्स्ट सेकंड रैंक करिवो का को रैंक करिवो
Healthy will be 1.
हां दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ थिंग तनो रैंकिंग
Sir, how will I get to know it's written BHS and BDI? Sir, what is the full form of this X and Y in the previous question?
हां बीडीएस से पर देखा आइतला तार गोटेला होपलेसनेस स्केल आ गोटेला डिप्रेशन स्केल दीटा को नेगेटिव
Okay, okay. Sir, okay, I
सेठी
understood
तमे
now.
दीटा को तळु आरंभ करि पारो
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
and your correlation will be same
Same.
but
Okay.
the whether you give ranking from up to down or down to up the correlation value will be same but the sign of the correlation will change depending
Correct,
on
sir.
the nature of the variable. Therefore, whenever we are making the ranking, we have to take into our judgment about the variable in question. ताको केमिति रैंक करिवा दरकार that is the important thing.
Sir, I understood. Yes, sir.
Now, partial correlation RP. What is partial correlation? Two variables A and B are closely related. The correlation between them is parceled out or controlled for the influences of one or more variable is called as partial correlation. Partial correlation means if we want to find out the correlation between height and weight, our interest is to know the correlation between height and weight. They are positively related. But at the same time, we also know that age is a factor influencing the weight of people despite someone's height. बुझीपारछ ना नहीं? हाइट सहित वेट रो संपर्क अछि किंतु वेट रो खाली हाइट सहित संपर्क नहीं, एज सहित भी संपर्क अछि. आमे जदि हाइट वेट रिलेशनशिप मापिवा पई नेलु, सपोजिंग वी टुक 50 persons of different age, किए 15 वर्ष, किए 25 वर्ष, किए 20 वर्ष, किए 22 वर्ष, किए 42 वर्ष, एई भलिया लोकंकर हाइट वेट आमे नेलु, कोरिलेशन बाहर कलु एवं आमे कहिलु द कोरिलेशन इज सिग्निफिकेंट, देयरफॉर हाइट हैज ए पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट ऑन वेट और हाइट वेट आर पॉजिटिवली रिलेटेड. But someone will ask us the question, is it that age is not influencing the weight? Mu jodi kahibi age influence bhi karuchi, that is also a positive question. Sethi what we can go for? We can go for partial correlation. Partial correlation means parceling out the age effect of age, the correlation between height and weight. Height and weight रे संपर्क एज रो इफेक्ट को बाहर कर देइकरी, काली देइकरी. पार्सलिंग आउट मीन्स टेकिंग आउट द इफेक्ट ऑफ एज. पार्सल कोरिलेशन रो कांसेप्ट बुझिलो ना नहीं? एनीबॉडी? रूपाली? Anybody else? Partial correlation माने when you want to find the relationship between two variables, taking out the effect of a third variable. गोटे variable जार effect जना सुना ताको काढ़ी देई करी ए दिटा भितरे संपर्क कोन, genuine relationship. बुझियलानी partial correlation? दिव्या?
Yes sir, बुझियला sir.
So yes sir, understood.
That is what is partial correlation. Partial means parceling out, taking out. What is the effect? What is the relationship between weight and height? Taking out the effect of age. Age to काढ़ी देले कोन? सेटा that is a statistical process. Se process रे it will come out. And now here is a question: academic achievement and anxiety. Academic achievement and anxiety and intelligence. Here the academic achievement test, the anxiety scale and intelligence test are administered. The data for 10 students is provided for 3 variables and the table is now. Now the data is here to correlation between anxiety and academic achievement. तुमको ये प्रश्न ये पचरा है to find out the correlation between academic anxiety and achievement. Sorry, anxiety and academic achievement. If you have anxiety, what will happen to your performance? The common research note is under anxiety, people have a poor performance in the examination. परीक्षा ପାଇଁ ଯଦି तमर anxiety बढ़िला, बेसी anxiety ହେଲା, then your performance will be hampered. That is the kind of relationship. Now the question is it that for everybody? समस्तंकर anxiety बढ़िले performance खराब होबो कि equally? But some findings suggest that it is related to intelligence. If you are higher in intelligence, कौन हबो? Someone having higher, someone being better in intelligence, तार anxiety बढ़िले performance कौन हबो? Common sense कौन कहूची तुम?
It will decrease sir.
हाँ, जिते बुद्धिया हबो सेते anxiety तुमको खाइबो. ତେଣୁ ନା it's a curvilinear relationship. The research finding is that it's a curvilinear relationship. Up to one point बुद्धि तुमको anxiety ରୁ save କରିବ, ତାପରେ ବେଶୀ ହେଲେ anxiety ଟା ବଢିବାର ସମ୍ଭାବନା ଅଛି, କାରଣ they take many things into issue like that. Now partial, it here you have to go for a partial correlation to see how anxiety is affecting. Partial relationship, how anxiety is affecting academic achievement independent of audible ହଉଛି ନା ନାହିଁ? ଗୋଟେ ଫୋନ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲା।
Yes, sir.
ହଁ, ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଏ partial correlation ଟା ବୁଝିଲ ନା ନାହିଁ? इंटेलिजेंस रो इफेक्ट को काढी देले एंजाइटी केमिति अचीवमेंट को अफेक्ट करूची, that is parceling out the effect of intelligence. Now this is how you have to find out. It is to be written as A R A B dot C. A B dot C means the relationship of A with B parceling out C. C की काढ़ी देई करी A and B भितरे संपर्क कौन? There you have to find out the correlation such as RAB, RA minus तीनिटा correlation माने तुमको ये जो पैरामेट्रिक ये प्रोडक्ट मूवमेंट कोरिलेशन बाहर करिया को पड़िबो, A सहित B, A सहित C, B सहित C, यार कोरिलेशन, यार कोरिलेशन, यार तीनटा कोरिलेशन आगे बाहर करिया को पड़िबो। সেই তিনিটা কোরিলেশন বাহারলা, the correlation between anxiety and academic achievement is this তিনটা को correlation इसे बाहर कला। correlation तमे जो मेथड रे बाहर करछो करो। Then the correlation between anxiety and intelligence, बुझियला ना नहीं? any doubt?
Sir,
हाँ,
sir, after calculating all three correlations, sir, this when we have calculated our partial correlation, sir, could you tell me what is this minus 0.075 signifies? What is the how do we interpret this final result?
that I am telling you. Let me go by these first. Then minus 0.375 signifies. That I will tell. Now, do you get an idea about this calculation? What is RABC? Once you get three correlation, the formula is very simple here. It is written what is RAB, what is RAC, like that. And finally your partial correlation is minus 0.375. Now the question is, what is the thing about correlation? It is as the same as your product movement correlation. You will have to go for the table, critical value table of product movement correlation, and see if it is significant. And the degrees of freedom is same. This is 10 n minus 2. Degrees of freedom is as it is with n minus 2. Same n minus 2 re, you will have to see this value if it is significant or not. If it is significant, then the partial correlation is significant. Any kind of do get ପଚାରୁଥିଲ ଦିବ୍ୟା ପଚାରୁଥିଲ ବୋଧେ? କିଏ ପଚାରୁଥିଲା?
Yes, sir, I asked you, sir.
हाँ, बुझिल ना नहीं? जेमती इंटरप्रेट करूचो correlation, partial correlation is another correlation by effecting out the parceling out. Same तमे product movement correlation table रे तार देखिबो with appropriate degrees of freedom significant ना नहीं. Same P is less than 0.501. Same concept.
Okay, sir. Okay.
बुझिल? No difference. Now the Venn diagram. Venn diagram means intelligence and correlation, tar kono relationship. This is the area. Anxiety with academic tinta area, and you find out the correlation of this area, this common area. Parceling out. Partial correlation. Now the next is another important concept is regression. Part correlation, semi-partial, all those things, you just know some of those things important. Now, it's time for me to go for other things, that is, how ketode jinso chito, multiple correlation coefficient. Now, another important thing is regression. What is regression? अच्छा मैं देखें 4 टारे कौन अच्छी, what is the block 4? Bivariate and multiple regression. Now go to the fourth one, regression. Now, what is regression? Now, when you have understood about the relationship among two variables, दीटा variable भितरे तमे जदि relationship जानी पारिलो, then it may be supposed that there is some kind of relationship which can be predicted. Monekara, supposing you found the correlation between mathematics and science. That means, and you found a positive relationship between the performance of mathematics and science among the students. That, and the relationship is a good positive relationship. Now, using that relationship, तुमको कहागला जे जड़े पिला मैथमेटिक्स रे एतिकी रखिची, तमे तार साइंस मार्क प्रेडिक्ट करि परिबो की? तेनु कोरिलेशन कैन बी एक्सटेंडेड टू ए प्रेडिक्टिव फंक्शन बिटवीन टू वेरिएबल्स. जदि हाइट एंड वेट रो रिलेशनशिप अछि पॉजिटिव, ताले जणे लोकर जते हाइट एतिकी तार वेट केते हबो, there can be an approximate prediction, and that predictive function is called regression. And regression is based on a kind of relationship from correlation and is explained by a kind of equation that I will go. But similarly also, and this condition, if you are predicting height from weight or weight from height on the basis of our regression, it is called linear regression. But supposing there are, you know that in order to be happy, people need good health, good company, good wealth, the good relationship. ପାଞ୍ଚଟା ଜିନିଷ ଖୁସି ହେବା ପାଇଁ ପାଞ୍ଚଟା ଜିନିଷ ଦରକାର. And if you try to find out the relationship among them, then it will be positive. खुशी रहिबा सहित वेल्थ रो रिलेशनशिप अछि, खुशी रहिबा सहित लोकक संपर्क रो रिलेशनशिप अछि पॉजिटिव, खुशी रहिबा सहित तमर वर्क माने एंगेजमेंट माने तमे तमर जहा काम करछो केते खुशी पाउ केते भलो लागुची तार बहुत प्रकार अछि. सेठी तमे जदी मिनी वेरिएबल्स नहीं करी तमे एक्सपेक्ट करिया पे चाहिबो जे कहार कोन कंट्रीब्यूशन एवं किए केमिति प्रेडिक्ट करूची खुशी रहबा को. इट इज ए मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन सिचुएशन. मीन्स इफ यू वांट टू प्रेडिक्ट one variable from another, or if you want to know the effect of one variable on another, then it's a linear regression. If you want to understand the effect of many variables on another, it is a multiple regression situation. And your course is on both bivariate. Bivariate means linear. It is bivariate. And multiple regression means many. Now, ମୁଁ ତମକୁ bivariate regression calculation, it is also important for your examination point of view. I will show you how questions will be there and what you will have to do about that. ମୁଁ ଏଇଟାକୁ ବନ୍ଦ କରିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ୟା ଭିତରେ ବାଇଭେରିଏଟ୍ କ୍ୟାଲକୁଲେସନ ଅଛି linear regression. ହଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ୟାକୁ ପରେ ଆସିବି ପୁଣି ମୁଁ ୟାକୁ ବନ୍ଦ କରିକିରି ମୁଁ ତମକୁ linear regression calculation ଟା otherwise ଦେଖେଇ ଦଉଛି ଏବଂ multiple regression calculation ଟା ମଧ୍ୟ କହି ଦଉଛି. Now you see these are two variables x and y. Oh sorry ମୁଁ show करनी. Now ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ ରିଗ୍ରେସନ ର କ୍ୟାଲକୁଲେସନ ତମକୁ ଦେଖେଇ ଦଉଛି linear regression ଏବଂ ତାର କ୍ୟାଲକୁଲେସନ ଏବଂ what you are supposed to get as a question. As a question ଅଛି କି ଟିକେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି. Now you see theta variable, you name these two variables as two positive variables. तम भितर ना कह x variable टा कौन y variable टा कौन हाइट वेट नहीं जावा नहीं कि कौन नब कह someone suggest सब जिन मो पर कहीं डिपेंड कर कौन नब दीटा वेरिएबल हम खाली x y लिखि देछि तमे वर्तमान यू हैव टू नेम दैट वेरिएबल कौन x टा कौन
सर वेट
95 वेट टा कौन 95 केजी
आगे सर
अच्छा आ y टा लॉजिकली आसुनी वेट टा आसी जाउची 95 केजी लोक वेट अछंती हाइट टा कौन
The score, the mark of two subject score.
माने हाई गोटे हाइट गोटे गोटे प्रथम टा हाइट और सेकंड टा मार्क
नहीं सर
हाइट सहित मार्क
नहीं सर दीटा को दीटा सब्जेक्ट रो मार्क बोली
हां दैट इज द कॉमन सेंस प्रथम टा हला कोन मैथमेटिक्स मार्क द्वितीय टा हला हां नाउ you have to find out to what extent mathematics marks can predict someone's science mark. That is what it for the reason you are going for regression, linear regression. Now, what you have to do? It is, as I have already told you, it has its base. Regression is an extension of a correlation. Correlation is the primary statistical process, and if you want to go beyond that for certain kinds of things, it is regression. Now, our purpose is to find out regression between x and y. X is mathematics mark, y is science mark. कौन steps to be followed? X minus m. अच्छा it mean देनी. हाँ it's the mean 78. हाँ. Now the mean of x is 78. Sum of x is 390. 390 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 78. Mean of y is 77. Do you get the idea that? बुझी पालो ना नहीं mean ता केमती बाहर ला बोली?
Yes sir.
हाँ. Now एको confirm करो. 95 minus 78. 17. 85 minus 78. सबुतरु mean गुड़ा का फेड़ा आएगा x minus m. तापरे x minus m रो स्क्वायर बाहर पड़ला यार स्क्वायर तापरे y minus y mean 85 minus इटा बाहर पड़ला यार स्क्वायर बाहर पड़ला xm and xmy बाहर पड़ला कैलकुलेशन जेमती करूथिलो कोरिलेशन समान कैलकुलेशन समान टेबल बट नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज डिफरेंट बुझेला ना नहीं जदि रिग्रेशन पड़िला
yes sir
you have to go for this किंतु first part of calculation product movement calculation and this is different सुजीत कौन पचारिबो की
no sir
रूपाली तुम के बुझी पारुछ ना नहीं that is my point of view
सर बुझिपारछु
बुझी पारुछ ठीक अछि वर्तमान ये पार्ट रे किछ असुविधा नहीं it is as the same as correlation now what is your requirement now regression कला बेलू को the first question is what you want मैथमेटिक्स मार्क जणा थिले साइंस मार्क जानिया पे चाहूचो ना साइंस मार्क जणा थिले मैथमेटिक्स मार्क जानिया पे चाहूचो कोउटा तमरो उद्देश्य सेटा ऊपर तमरो रिग्रेशन आगु को जीवो if you are interested to know the science mark predict the science mark of a student on the basis of mathematics mark then your regression will be x on y the regression will be called regression of x on y on the other hand तुम जदि साइंस मार्क रु मैथमेटिक्स मार्क जानिया पे चाहूचो तुमको साइंस मार्क कुहाई छि मैथमेटिक्स मार्क तार केते रहइबो तुमको कुहाउ पचरा जाउची टेल देन रिग्रेशन ऑफ y on x मु आगो पढौची x on y तापरे y on x को कहिनी माने you regression you have to form the regression equation of x on y now regression equation will be if it is x on y it will be the equation y hat means y to be predicted given x and the symbol is y hat symbol ta केम जानि परछो ना नहीं देखि परछो y hat symbol ता
यस सर
now y hat is equal to b0 plus b1x that is the regression equation and now you want to find out y hat x is your mathematics mark y hat is your math for prediction in science now first we solve the regression coefficient by b1 प्रथमे तुमको b1 बाहर करिया को पड़िबो b1 is equal to sigma x minus x mean into y minus y mean by sigma x minus x mean रो स्क्वायर ये वैल्यू बाहर करो संगे संगे कैलकुलेटर धरछ ना नहीं संगे साइमल्टेनियसली टिके काम कले तुमको बेटर हो ए वैल्यू बाहर करो तुमको x minus x एटा दिया हिची ए कॉलम ता हिची x minus x mean एटा सिग्मा एटा हला ता सिग्मा तापरे x minus x mean नो स्क्वायर दिया हिची x minus x स्क्वायर तार सिग्मा हला एटा तमने कोन बाहर करिवो b1 केते बाहरला टिके प्रैक्टिस न कले संगे संगे भूली जीवो नहीं के बार कर दनो रूपाली
0.64
हाँ पॉइंट
सर 0.644
हाँ 470 by 730 गला सेम थी once we know the value of the regression coefficient b1 बटन b1 पाई गलो we can solve for the progression of slope b एटा b एटा तमे b1 पाई गलो बटन एटा दरकार एति हे गले तमर बाहर पला इक्वेशन b0 रो फार्मूला हला b0 is equal to ym minus b1 into xm y mean केते ym means y mean केते
77
77 minus b1 केते
0.64
b1 into xm केते हेटी
78.
हाँ तेणु बर्तमान 77 minus 0.644 into 78 b0 केते बाहर करके देखो एटा ठीक अछि ना नहीं ए दीटा गुणी दियो 77 रु फेडी दियो केते बाहरला बाहर को टिके देखो गोटे मिनिट
Sir, 26.768.
बाहरला ठीक अछि B0 is
Again,
equal
sir,
to
ठीक
20
अछि.
26.768.
26.768.
हां बर्तमान रिग्रेशन इक्वेशन लिखो y hat is equal to B0 plus B1 x एठी लिखिछि मु रिग्रेशन इक्वेशन देखि पछो ना नहीं B0 y hat is equal to B0 plus B1 x इटी x तो छाड़ी देई B1 x B0 केते 26.768 plus B1 हला 0.644 into x हला वर्तमान प्रश्न पचार पिलार मैथमेटिक्स मार्क मु पचारुची पिलार मैथमेटिक्स मार्क होची 53 तार साइंस मार्क केते रहइबो क्विक प्रश्न तमर एया आसीबो develop a regression equation and find out the mathematics mark of two students find out the science mark of two students having this in mathematics एतिकी मार्क मैथमेटिक्स केते साइंस मार्क केते हो मु मैथमेटिक्स मार्क केते कहली
53.
हां 53 जो पिला मैथमेटिक्स रखिछि तार साइंस मार्क केते रहइबो एडा परीक्षा रे पढिबो ना प्रॉब्लम रे पढिबो सेतळ 0.644 into 53 plus 26.768.
Sir, 60.9.
केते
60.9.
बाहरला तो मु तो कैलकुलेशन करिनी हम कहि हां 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 इति कार कैलकुलेशन हेची ओहो मैथमेटिक्स मार्क 80 रहिले केते हो इति कैलकुलेशन ते मु देइची मैथमेटिक्स मार्क जदि 80 रहिला साइंस मार्क केते हो बुझियला ना नहीं
Sir, आउ
एनी
थोड़े डिग्री.
को जगह रे पचार आउ थरे इक्वेशन ता कर परलो ना नहीं ना को जगह पचार
नहीं सर से मैथ मार्क जो बाहर कराला सेटा मैथ मार्क देजी साइंस मार्क ता सेटू मुडी सुनी परलो
हां मैथ मार्क देजी सुनो ए x ता हला मैथ एटा तमे तादेर इक्वेशन ता तयारी कर देलो इक्वेशन हला एटा b0 plus b1x is equal to 26.768 plus 0.644 जे कोनोसी मैथमेटिक्स मार्क को कोई x रे नेले y टा बाहर पड़िबो माने कर मैथमेटिक्स मार्क तमे केते को 80 माने कर ताल तार साइंस मार्क केते रही एठी 80 पकई दियो x जगह रे 80 पकई दियो बाहर कर दियो तमे निजे बाहर कर देले मैं जानि पारि 26.768 plus 0.644 into 80
सर 78.288
बुझी हला तो वर्तमान
आगे आगे
वर्तमान एनी क्वेश्चन मु तापर खाली नेक्स्ट को जीबी टिके
सेटे B stands for
B stands for coefficient regression weight B रे दीटा जिंस अछि B0 stands for the error माने फैक्टर कम्युनल फैक्टर जोटा कि कहउछि तमर तले रिग्रेशन आसुन देखे दोछि चित्र अछि यदि एट देखो एटा हला दिस इज कॉल्ड रिग्रेशन लाइन तमे जो बाहर करूछो कोरिले मन जो फार्मूला माने इक्वेशन अबाउट दिस लाइन And this has two dimensions. One is called the intercept and the other one is called slope. B is the slope and A is the intercept. से जगह इटी देखो इटी को intercept को कोटी कौन लिखा होची A न लिखी रही देखा B0 is the intercept, B1 is the slope. इटा हला B1 तमे इटी को बाहर कलो B1 B0 1 is intercept बुझिएला ना नहीं चित्र देखी गिरी. Any question? एटी हला एटा हला intercept एटा हला slope. Regression equation माने एई जो देखा होची तमरो एटा हला तार regression line. This is the regression line. एई जो देखा होची 1 unit, this is B slope. This is A जोटा के इठी B0 बोली लिखा होची. So you can write it both.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा वर्तमान तमे regression equation question जदि पढिला develop formulate the regression equation on these data. Our question kon hobo marks are given for 5 students in mathematics and science. Formulate the regression equation and find out if a student has secured 80, what will be his mark in science, predicted mark in science. It is a question. Jodi
Sir, question. Question.
The following are marks in mathematics and science of 5 students as X and Y. नहीं तमें X and Y लिखने चाहिए. तमें कहाँ को X दबो Y दबो जेड़ा तमरो. Prepare or formulate the regression equation of X and Y and find out the predicted mark of a student who secured 70 in mathematics. बुझिएला ना नहीं इक्वेशन फॉर्म करो जे 70 रखिछि तार मार्क केते रहइबो कुह मैथमेटिक्स रे 70 रखिछि से साइंस रे केते रखिबो आशा करिबा कथा माने प्रेडिक्टेड मार्क. एनी क्वेश्चन? नहीं. Another thing about this is that तुमको मैथमेटिक्स रे मार्क देकरी साइंस मार्क पचारिछि ओलोटा भी ही पारे साइंस मार्क पचारिकरी मैथमेटिक्स मार्क केते हबो माने देकरी मैथमेटिक्स मार्क केते हबो पचारि पारे. बुझियो कि ना नहीं क्वेश्चन? मु तुमको जो एग्जांपल बुझेली मैथमेटिक्स मार्क रु साइंस मार्क बाहर करिया पे बुझेली किंतु प्रश्न जदि साइंस मार्क रु मैथमेटिक्स मार्क बाहर करिया कहला you will have to change your equation. इठी mathematics mark रू science mark बाहर करिया पे the equation is called x on y.
Y on X.
हाँ, the regression will be y on x. ताले इटा कौन होबो? ये साइन टा कौन होबो?
सेटा X है जो
x hat ही जिबो. एठी कौन होबो?
Y.
y बुझिएला ना नहीं इक्वेशन बदलिबो x hat is equal to b0 plus b1 y गला एठी b1 फार्मूला कोन हबो एइटारे किछि बदलिबार नाही कारण x - xm into y - ym समान तमे ताको y - ym आगो a b a गुणन b बा b गुणन a समान ए पार्ट रे किछि बदलिबार नाही एई पार्टटा कोन हबो
Y minus Y mean the square.
हाँ एटा बाहरला तापरे b0 is equal to कोन हबो एटा ये फार्मूलाटा कोन हबो
So Y. X.
y mean minus b1 into ym Sorry, এটা y mean কହୁଛି, এটা x mean,
Hmm.
y ଜାଗାରେ x ହେଇଯିବ, x ଜାଗାରେ y ହେଇଯିବ ସବୁଠି। ତାପରେ ଇକ୍ୱେସନ ଟା ଏଠି y ହେଇଯିବ, this plus y, b0 plus b1y is equal to this, it is x hat। ବୁଝିଗଲା ନା ନାଇଁ?
Yes, sir.
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ମାନେ ଇନଭାଇଟ୍ କରୁଛି ଇଣ୍ଟରାକ୍ସନ 3 ମିନିଟରେ, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଫାଇନାଲ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଯିବି ଏବାଉଟ୍ ରିଗ୍ରେସନ। କାହାର କଣ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ପଚାରିବାର ଅଛି କି? କୋରିଲେସନ, ରିଗ୍ରେସନ ଯାହା ଆମେ ପଢିଲେ, ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ ୟୁ ୱାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ नो? नहीं, कार किसी पचारिबार नहीं।
So whatever you are covering in the class will only come in the exam.
ओनली
Will be coming in the exam.
हाँ, ମୁଁ
Okay, sir,
ସିଲେକ୍ଟିଭଲି
because
ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ କହୁଛି,
okay,
ଯୋଉଟା
sir.
ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ ଏକ୍ସାମ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଭ୍ୟୁରୁ ମୁଁ ସେଇଗୁଡାକ ହିଁ କହୁଛି।
Okay, sir.
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୁଁ ଯାହା କହିଲି ତମର ମାନେ କାଇ ସ୍କୋୟାର ଠୁ କାଲି ଆରମ୍ଭ କରି ଯୋଉଗୁଡାକ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ପଡିବ, ଥିଓରିଟିକାଲ କିଛି ଆଇଡିଆଜ ପଡିବ, ଶୁଣ ଏଇ ସମୟ ଭିତରେ ଯେତିକି ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ତାକୁ ସବୁ ତମକୁ ବୁଝେଇବା ସମ୍ଭବ ନୁହେଁ।
Yes, sir.
ତେଣୁ and but for your information, this is called counseling class, this is not class। counseling class means you must have to get yourself prepared, ଆଗରୁ ପଢିକିରି ବୁଝିକିରି କ୍ଲାସକୁ ଆସିବ, ତମକୁ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଡାଉଟ କ୍ଲିୟର କ୍ଲାସ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଇ ପାରିବ।
Sir.
କିନ୍ତୁ हाँ यस
सर एक्चुअली मैं बायो की स्टूडेंट हूँ और मुझे ये तो उतना समझ में नहीं आ रहा है सर। मुझे मतलब कम से कम पास मार्क्स के लिए कौन सा चीज करने से ठीक रहेगा?
नहीं
कौन सा
नहीं,
करना
वन थिंग समझ में नहीं आएगा ऐसा नहीं है,
जी।
आएगा। हाँ,
हाँ
यू
सर,
गो
थोड़ा
थ्रू द नहीं, you listen,
टाइम
this is the most difficult paper for you, for all of you।
जी जी
এটা
सर
সমস্ত difficult paper and
जी
you
सर
are supposed to, and then two things, two approaches, you will have some part as a theory question and some part
जी
as problem question, and in the theory part also there will be different bits of questions with different levels of marks, different
जी
mark ର
सर
question ଥିବ। ତେଣୁ you have to get some acquaintance about the concepts। supposing partial correlation,
जी
you must have the common correlation, means having a relationship between two variables or the extent of relationship among two variables, and partial correlation means to find out what other variables are impacting। ମନେକର ତମେ ଆଉ ତମର ସାଙ୍ଗ, ତମ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ରିଲେସନସିପ ଅଛି, that relationship, let us say it is of a strength of 0.7, 70% ଗୋଟେ relationship ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ in the presence of a third person also that relationship is affected। parceling out means taking away that third person, what will be your relationship, that is more important। ସେମିତି କନସେପ୍ଟ ଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, କାରଣ
जी
ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମାର୍କର ଯୋଉ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି, ତମେ ଯଦି କୋଉଠି ଗୋଟେ ବେଶୀ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟ ହବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଯେତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ମୁଁ ଯେତିକି ତମକୁ କହୁଛି ସେତିକି ହେଲା ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଆସ୍ପେକ୍ଟ, ତାକୁ ହିଁ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ସାଇଡରେ ଟିକେ ଦେଖିଦେଲେ you will have your good performance, no problem। କାରଣ ପିଲାମାନେ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, ଦେଖଉଛନ୍ତି, don't be afraid of।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you। now ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତମକୁ ପଢେଇଲି ଯାହା ତମର ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ରିଗ୍ରେସନ ପଢେଇଦେଲି, ରିଗ୍ରେସନ ଲିନିୟର ରିଗ୍ରେସନ କହିଦେଲି, ଲିନିୟର ରିଗ୍ରେସନ ତମର ବହିରେ ଲେଖା ବି ଅଛି ସବୁ, କଣ କଣ ଲିନିୟର ରିଗ୍ରେସନ, କଣ ଫର୍ମୁଲା, କଣ ଇକ୍ୱେସନ, କଣ ମଡେଲ ସବୁ ଅଛି। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ତମର ଅଛି ମଲ୍ଟିପୁଲ ରିଗ୍ରେସନ, ମୁଁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ସେଟାକୁ ଯାଉଛି। that is block 4, नहीं कि block 4। now you see you have bivariate, bivariate means linear, but you have also multivariate regression. And for your information, multivariate regression you cannot calculate by hand. You can calculate, but it requires some advanced mathematical knowledge. Mathematical calculation is required, which we call the knowledge of matrix algebra. That is one kind of algebra which we call matrix algebra. And matrix algebra न जानिकरी multivariate regression तमे करिपारिबो नाही. तेणु भूली जाओ जे multivariate regression रू प्रॉब्लम आसीबो नाही. जहा आसीबो थ्योरी बा मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन. मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन कोन आइडिया हला आमे here we have studied about how mathematics and science are related. आमे कहलु मैथमेटिक्स केमती साइंस के इन्फ्लुएंस करछि बा इंपैक्ट करछि बा मैथमेटिक्स भलो हेले साइंस रे कोन होबो साइंस रे भलो हेले मैथमेटिक्स कोन होबो. दिस इज लिनियर बाइवेरिएंट दीटा वेरिएबल. मल्टीवेरिएट means supposing we are interested to know जे मैथमेटिक्स भलो हवा पाई इंग्लिश रो कोन रोल ये साइकोलॉजी रो कोन रोल लैंग्वेज माने ओडिया रो कोन रोल हमर जदी इंटरेस्ट जे ये सब मिसिकरी मैथमेटिक्स के कोन करूचंती हाउ आर दे इंपैक्टिंग जदी पांचटा वेरिएबल चारिटा वेरिएबल इंपैक्ट करूची ताले मैथमेटिक्स रो कोन रोल हो केमती सेही जागरे वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट ए काइंड ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स कॉल्ड मल्टीवेरिएट सॉरी मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन. आमे मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन बाहर कले आमे कहि परिबु जे पांचटा सब्जेक्ट मिसिले मैथमेटिक्स रे परफॉर्मेंस को केमिति इंपैक्ट करूछ मिसिकरी टेकन टुगेदर. माने कर आमे या कांसेप्ट नबु देयर आर टू पीपल दि जण संग अछंती परस्पर ऊपर इंपैक्ट अछि ये संग रहिले तार तार कोन होउछि किंतु पांच जण संग को मिसिले दि जण को संग को सहित रहिले जहा इंपैक्ट पांच जण संग रहिले जण को ऊपर से इंपैक्ट दैट इज डिफरेंट इंपैक्ट. सेटा को बुझिबा पय मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन इज कैरिड आउट. जेहेतु मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन कैरिड आउट हे परिबो नाही एनालिटिकली मु तुमको खाली एतिकी तार प्रॉब्लम साइड रे आसीबो जे किछि किछि मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन रो रिजल्ट पार्ट दे देकरी तुमको ताकू एक्सप्लेन करिया पे लिखिबो. यू विल हैव टू बी आस्क्ड टू एक्सप्लेन एया मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन रो रिजल्ट एया तमे आकू एक्सप्लेन करो. जदि से भलिया क्वेश्चन आसिला तमे कोन करिवो सेति पई मु तुमको गोटे मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन कैलकुलेशन जेतो आमे हाथ रे करिवाटा संभव नुए बा एठी तुमको डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करिवाटा संभव नुए मु गोटे सॉफ्टवेयर रे तुमको देखि दोची कैलकुलेशन करिगिरी तमे देखि सारला परे मु ताकू रिजल्ट को इंटरप्रेट करिगिरी तुमको कहि देबी. हैला नाउ I will be going for opening a software to show you about multiple regression.
सर
हाँ, yes.
इतना सब एक साथ याद रखना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है। रिकॉर्डिंग मिल सकती है क्या रिवीजन के लिए?
रिकॉर्डिंग तो वो कर रहे हैं, आप वहां से ले सकते हैं।
मतलब किसको पूछना होगा?
नहीं, वो जो मैनेज कर रहे हैं वो all classes are being recorded,
राइट।
and you can get it from there, or
So whom
else
we can ask for link?
nahi, they will be, yes, you can ask them, but some classes are there about statistics class. Some of my classes are there in the YouTube also.
Okay.
You write my name, Vipinu. Then you will get some of those classes, earlier classes, and these classes they will upload in the YouTube later on. Some earlier classes are there, you can get through them.
Okay.
Let me see. Sorry, let me. Now, one thing, it's not happening here. The software I'm not able to show you here now. But if do you have any kind of having this net link? Do you have? That's one thing. We may do it in the next class. Just this part is left for you. I don't understand why this is not being shown in the program. That software is not getting through. We will do it in the next class. And anything, any question, I will show how to go about this multiple regression in the next class. And the next units are, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the next class, only I will tell you about this multiple regression, how to calculate. You cannot calculate. I will just give you a software and show you how to calculate in a software. Then what are the kinds of things you have to interpret. But the important thing is that now anything that you want to have some summary of this class. This class is for correlation and regression. The earlier class were for non-parametric statistics. Do you have any question about non-parametric statistics or correlation and regression? जो समय मु पढ़ाऊँ से समय जदि टिके माने देखीदेव ताकू ताले सेटा बेटर इट विल बी हेल्पफुल तमे निजे बही खोलिक कौन जानचो कौन न जानचो कोट कौन असुविधा होती देखिए कारण द कोर्स इज डेफिनेटली हेवी एंड डिफिकल्ट अन्य कोर्स अन्य पेपर अपेक्षा दिस कोर्स इज डिफिकल्ट तेणु से अनुसार तमे टिके ये कर एनीथिंग एल्स गोटे मिनिट मु आउ थरे ट्राई करूची काले सेटा शो करिवो ना it's not coming out. अच्छा next class ପାଇଁ ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ଟିକେ provision ରଖିଥିବ so that I will tell you the software, you will do it by yourself. I will tell you how to do it and you will do it by yourself. Multiple regression. नहले केवल theoretical part टा discuss करिबा.
Sir, also that U table which you said you will be discussing.
YouTube you can
No,
open
no,
and
ma'am, sir. No, it's a table value of U table. So which you said like
YouTube.
yeah.
That I can tell you now.
Sir.
ନାଇଁ ଏଥିରେ ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଦଉନି ଗୋଟିଏ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଦେଇଛି ମୁଁ ବହି ଦେଖିକିରି ତମକୁ କହିବି ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ ମତେ ମନେ ପକେଇ ତମକୁ କହିବି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଅନଲାଇନ ବାହାର କରିଦେଲି ଯେ ସେଟା କେବଳ ସାମ୍ପଲ ସାଇଜ ଉପରେ ଦେଇଛି ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଦଉନି 01 02 ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଦଉନି ମାନେ ଏ କେବଳ ଗୋଟିଏ ମାନେ 0.05 ଭ୍ୟାଲୁଟା ଦେଇ ଦଉଛି I'll tell next
Okay,
class
sir.
हाँ ठीक है thank you for today it's over for today bye
Thank
Bye,
you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.